recording start ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಶುಕ್ಲಾಂಬರಧರಂ ವಿಷ್ಣುಂ ಶಶಿವರ್ಣಂ ಚತುರ್ಭುಜಂ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನವದನಂ ಧ್ಯಾಯೇತ್ ಸರ್ವವಿಘ್ನೋಪಶಾಂತಯೇ. ಅಗಜಾನನ ಪದ್ಮಾರ್ಕಂ ಗಜಾನನಮಹರ್ನಿಶಂ ಅನೇಕದಂ ತಂ ಭಕ್ತಾನಾಂ ಏಕದಂತಂ ಉಪಾಸ್ಮಹೇ. ಜ್ಞಾನಾನಂದಮಯಂ ದೇವಂ ನಿರ್ಮಲಸ್ಫಟಿಕಾಕೃತಿಂ ಆಧಾರಂ ಸರ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಾಂ ಹಯಗ್ರೀವಂ ಉಪಾಸ್ಮಹೇ. ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ಕಮಲಪತ್ರಾಕ್ಷಂ ಪುಣ್ಯಶ್ರವಣಕೀರ್ತನಂ ವಾಸುದೇವಂ ಜಗಜ್ಯೋನಿಂ ನೌಮಿ ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ಹರಿಂ. ಓಂ ಗುರುರ್ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುರ್ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುರ್ದೇವೋ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಃ ಗುರುಃ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ. So we are in the Vidura Neethi. Actually, Vidura Neethi contains 500 slokas distributed into 8 chapters, from 33rd chapter to 41 chapters. So we are in the 37th chapter, sloka number 14. So you can imagine, if our sessions are only for 40 minutes, then it will take longer time to complete, however fast we go. And moreover, as Rama Sharma wants, it is not just reading or teaching how the words could be split and all that, but also communicate what more that Vidura is trying to impress upon Dhritarashtra with a fond hope that he may change. And it is an ultimate time for him to decide positively, because Pandavas have completed their Vanavasam and they are due for the enjoyment of their own share of land, which was enjoyed by Duryodhana and his brothers and all people. Now no more they can continue like that. Then when Sanjaya Raibaram failed, and when Sanjaya came back with anger, saying that you are not at all justful for your children, your brother's children. And so he chided whole the evening very much and caused fear in the mind of, in the heart of Dhritarashtra. And he went away. Next, immediately he called for, he had a prajagartvam. He had no sleep in the night. Immediately next morning probably, he called in for Vidura to come. Vidura came and went on talking. And we have already crossed a large number of portion, because it has not started today. It has taken long time. And so 40 minutes duration we have to tolerate, because Vidura is trying to impress upon Dhritarashtra that he should become a good person, he should change his attitude. Now we are in the 37th chapter. Fifteenth mantra, 15th slokam, and I just read the 16 and onwards. त्यजेत् कुलार्थे पुरुषं ग्रामस्यार्थे कुलं त्यजेतु ग्रामं जनपदस्यार्थे आत्मार्थे पृथिवीं त्यजेतु आपदर्थं धनं रक्षेतु दारान् रक्षेतु धनैरपि आत्मानं सततं रक्षेतु दारैरपि धनैरपि उक्तं मया द्यूतकालेऽपि राजन् एवं युक्तं वचनं प्रतिपीय प्रातिपीय तदौषधं पथ्यमिव आतुरस्य न रोचते तव वैचित्रवीर्या. So that man, it is, Vidura is telling that man who, without regarding what is agreeable or disagreeable to his master, but keeping virtue alone in view, says what is unpalatable but medicinal truly adds to the strength of the king. So the servant must be faithful for the master. It is like the Rashtra Devo Bhava. No matter how the boss is like, but whatever you should tell, which will really be beneficial for the authority, you should tell it. Supposing when you mark it out to him, then it will be a part of strength. So truly that adds. But those people who are not so sincere, they are all they are all not at all helpful for the king because if they are selfish. Now in the next sloka 16, he is telling, see, you have to have the sense of forsaking for protecting of the family. For the sake of the family, you have to do certain things, not only family, the town, the kingdom, and the earth. See, kularte purusham tyajeto. For the benefit of the kulam, or the family, you have to abandon a person born with the family because he will not bring any fame or betterment to the family. Secondly, supposing if there is something good going on, kulasya arthe, I mean, gramasya arthe kulam tyajit. For the sake of the village, a family may be sacrificed. And gramam janapadasya arthe, if you can sacrifice for the sake of the kingdom a complete a village. Sometime when people want to build a bridge for waterfall, then there may be some villages living close by that waterfall. So unless those villages are being taken over and used for building the bridge, so for the sake of the build some such benefit of the kingdom, villages can also be sacrificed. But for the sake of one's soul, the whole earth may be sacrificed. So atmarthe prithivim tyajet. That means if you want to be better yourself, leave the country, leave the kingdom, go somewhere, you go migrating. That's why these are all the things that one has got to have the spirit of sacrifice. Right? So because the see, family is important. In other words, Vidura is telling family is important, the village is important, then kingdom is important, then the one's own individuality is important. So when individuality comes into point, one has to be very much careful about it. Then in the 17th sloka, she points out also importance of Atma because Dhritarashtra, all people around him are not at all really sincere to him. Here, that, for example, his own son Duryodhana is working in a manner ruin, to ruin his own father, and see that his father is out from the throne. But Dhritarashtra is not willing to get rid of the throne. That's the problem. So he wants to keep himself secured on the throne, and whatever be the condition. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, you observe Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaha Yutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. So when he says Mamakaha Pandavaha, then you see the Duryodhana, the Dhritarashtra's attitude. And that, but he could not, when he said there Mamakaha to Sanjaya, then that Mamatva Sabda could be including even the brothers, children of his sons. And he though Pandu has helped him a lot, but he was not faithful to him. Therefore, you must protect yourself. See that your children are also given due importance in this matter. So, Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. And again, it is said Dhanam, because Rajyam, Dhanam is Rajyam. Apadarthe Dhanam Rakshet, Dharan Rakshet, Dhanairapi, Atmanam Sadatam Rakshet, Dharairapi, Dhanairapi. So, after all, every individual is, every person is individualistic. So, although he is fond of earning money and also acquiring more and more wives, in those days polygamy was there. A man could afford to marry many women. As you see that, and to mention, even Krishna is the son of Vasudeva, born to the 14th child of Devaki, was the 14th wife of his Vasudeva. So like that, whatever it is, Atmanam Rakshe Dhanai Dara, Dharan Rakshai Dhanai Rabbi. The wives have got to be protected, and Atmanam Rakshet Dhanairapi Dharairapi. Dhara and Dhana, both are important for man, but these two things have got to be protected. If at all calamities overtake the person, he cannot attach himself to wealth, or he cannot at least think of his wealth, but he should always protect his own self. That's why Atmanam Satatam Rakshet Pranairapi Dhanairapi. And so Dharairapi Dhanairapi. So whether it is a relations, close relations, or the wealth, you should. In fact, we have hundreds of examples we could see that people run away for life. That is how. Actually, if at all you talk about the animal, deer, jinka is able to run at the rate of 90 miles per hour, while the tiger or cheetah can run only with 50 miles per hour. But if tiger is chasing, then the deer is running for life, while the tiger is running for food, hungry. So the attitude, but both of them are really interested in the self when they are running, chasing each other. So like that, here it is said that you cannot give importance to ABCD, but you should always be mindful of your own thing. Therefore, wives and all these people are acquisitions, but yourself is personal. And now in 18th sloka, Uktam maya jutakalepi rajan naivayuktam vachanam pratipiya tatha aushadham pathyamiva aturasya narochate tava vaichitra virya. So Vaichitra Virya, the father of Dhritarashtra was Vichitra Virya. You see, I told you, he says that, I told you at the time of Jutam, the display itself, Aya, This is not at all nice for you to accept for the dice play between your own sons. But you never heard it. It is something like to a patient, if medicine is administered, he is not ready to like it because యావాగ్లు మందు చేదుగా ఉంటుంది. ఆ చేదు మందు తాగడానికి ఆ పేషెంట్ రోగి ఇష్టపడడు. అలాగా నేను చెప్పిన మంచి వాక్యాలన్నీ నీకు చెడ్డగా మ్, కటువుగా అనిపించింది. నేనేం చేస్తానయ్యా అందులో వైచిత్ర వీర్య అని చెప్పినప్పుడు విచిత్ర వీర్య వాజ్ ఎ గ్రేట్ ఎంపరర్. He had no much problems comparatively, but the children of Dhritarashtra and Pandu had the problem. So here he says, Rajan evam yuktam vachanam pratipiya, though you knew it, though you heard it, yet you did not resort to listen to that kind of just words. Now I am going to the next verse where you see, Kakaihi imamschitra barhan mayuran parajayishtaha पांडवान् धार्तराष्ट्रैः हित्वा सिंहान् क्रोष्टुकान् गृहमगूहमानः प्राप्ते काले सोचिता त्वं नरेन्द्र. See, there are so many proverbs in our own scriptures that చేతులు కాలినప్పుడు కాళ్ళు పట్టుకోవడం అన్నప్పుడు ఆర్ దప్పైనప్పుడు బావి తవ్విన రీతిగా వెన్ యు ఆర్ థర్స్టీ యు స్టార్ట్ digging a well, and so you have these things. So and now he comes out with a comparison openly. See, kakaihi imans chitra barhan mayuran parajayishtaha pandavan dhartarashtraihi. Meaning, see, you are all dhartarashtras are like the crows, kakas, and Pandavas are like the peacocks, most beautiful national bird. So what you are thinking is you want to you want to help the crows and abandon the mayuras. And also, he says, another example is Hitva Simhan Kroshtukan Guhamanaha Prapte Kale Sochita Tvam Narendraha. So all the time, what are you doing? You are trying to trust in the jackals, but not the lions. So when time has come, you are grieving that the situation is melting. Therefore, Vidura compares Pandavas to lions and peacocks, and Dhartarashtra's, the Duryodhanadayaha, to crows and jackals. So look at it. You are trying to protect the jackals and you are trying to protect the crows. Now the problem has cropped up serious. So now you are trying to grieve for the impending situation and you are now after the solution. No. So there are hundreds of proverbs other than this, but here Vidura is giving us a beautiful example, the peacocks and lion. So peacock among the birds and lion among the animals. So these Pandavas are like that. When you say peacock, they are very kind, affectionate, and all others are beautiful and dutiful and all that. Whenever peacock word comes up. It is a insignia of so many virtues. And lion also. A lion also is also a symbol of so many virtues. But for example, lion will not touch food or will not pounce on any animal if not it is hungry. Even if an elephant is going before it or standing before the lion will not pounce on that, even it is not hungry. Similarly, so ಈ ತರಹ ಲಯನು ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿಕಾಕ್ but you are before these crows and jackals, they have cheated you. They have been working in that manner that they became selfish and brought almost a state of ruin to you. Now ఏం చేసేదిరా నాయన, నువ్వు పట్టుకున్నావు అలా ఏం చేస్తావు, వీళ్ళేమో కాకులు వాళ్ళేమో జాకిల్స్. Now I am reading the 20th stanza. Yaha tata na krutsyati sarvakalam bhrutyasya bhaktasya hiteratasya tasmin bhrutyaha bhartari viswasanti na chainam apatsu parityajanti apatsu parityajanti na bhrutyanam వృత్తి సంరోధనేన బాహ్యం జనం సంజిఘృక్షేత్ అపూర్వం త్యజంతి ఏనం ఉచిత అవరుద్ధా స్నిగ్ధా అమాత్యా పర్హీన భోగా. This is exactly Vidura is trying to refer to the statecraft, Rajya Paripalana. See, whenever you are sitting in a very important position, don't think that all people are whoever clap, whoever praise you, they're all your supporters. Never. If there are 1,000 enemies to you, only one or two friends whenever you are prosperous. And all those people who gather at the point is only temporary. Afterwards, they don't gather at all like that. So here you see, especially those people, servants, Bhrutyanam Vrittim Samrodhanena Bahyam Janam Sanjigruchet Apurvam. So you cannot stop the salary of your own servants. Then they are very much faithful, working and helping. So you should not stop the grants, the service, and also stop their pay, and then thinking of collecting all that money of the servants, not paying them, and using the money for your own personal benefit. That is really dangerous. Today you can use all that money, but tomorrow they go on strike and they will not help you. Therefore, so, but then all the servants, what do they do? They go on strike. They resign the jobs. They will get out and they will join other services. Ultimately, you are left in great distress, especially for those people who are in power. They should be making more and more affectionate dealings with the workers who are sincerely working for them. If that does not happen, then they will suffer. They will become pauper in no time. Therefore, Dhritarashtra is telling, Aya, you have been trusting your own children, 100 of them, and they are like jackals. They are like the crows. Number of crows will gather, but they fly off. They died before leaving their father. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari remain there. So, ತಂದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಡೆತ್ ನೋಡೋದು ತುಂಬ ಪಾಪದ ಕೆಲಸ. So one really a lucky person is he who dies but not see the death of his own children, his own people. Like that. So all those people whom you have neglected to attend to them, they will turn against you and leave you in problem and distress. Therefore, he says, yeah, you just vote for Pandavas and give them the justified considerations granted to them, but never pick up enemy or war. That's what it is said. Again, in the 22nd sloka, I'm going a little fast. Krityani purvam parisanghyaya sarvani आयव्ययानुरूपां च वृत्तिं सङ्गृहीयात् अनुरूपान् सहायान् सहायसाध्यानि दुष्कराणि. That is, if at all you are at students to take examination on Vidura Neethi, which you are not, then I would ask people to, students to underline Sahaya Sadhyani Dushkarani, underline for reference to context. That is, even very difficult things could be accomplished by the alliances or by the support of your own friends and relatives and all that. ಕಷ್ಟದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಂಧುಗಳು, ನಿಜವಾದವರು ಬಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಕ್ಸೀಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೃತ್ಯಾನಿ here tyajantihi, I'm second line of the previous sloka, na bhrutyanam vrittim samrodhanena bahyam janam sanjita ghritsadurvam tyajantihi enam usita viruddhaha snigdhahi amatyaha parhina bhogaha. The amatyaha, the ministers, the helpers, all of them, they themselves give you troubles. You remember so many kings lose their life, lose their land, lose their authority, lose their riches because of the bad ministers. If ministers are bad, wicked, they become kings. Durmantriyat Drupatihi Vinasyati is again a Subhashitam. Daurmantriyat, that's what Daurmantriyat Nrupatir Vinasyati. So if the minister is giving wrong advices, the king will be uprooted. That's exactly what happened in Durga Saptasati, which we are learning every Tuesday. For 1 hour, we are in the Madhyama Charitam. Where all gods are acknowledging the help done by Durga Parameswari. So nice. There you get the complete sketch of Devi. But what is that? So that king, he was deserted by his own people, by his friends, by his own his financiers, his own children, his own wives. So he has to come on the pretext of going for hunting to and reach the ashrama. Now I am reading the 22nd sloka. So here, Krityani Purvam Parisankapya, that is, you have to think over Purvam Parisankhyaya Sarvani Vyaya Ayani Arurupam Cha Vrittim. See, you should always have a good judicious knowledge about income and expenditure. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಸ್ and you come home and say and all that. So you should always be controlling your purse. Sarvani, Vyayam and Aya, income and expenditure. If you are able to count down on that, you will definitely be wise. And Sangruhiyat Anurupan Sahayan Sahaya Sadhyani. Whenever you are taking help from your people, you should always consider whether he is really helpful or not. That's exactly what is taking on from since times immemorial. Supposing you are a boss, you want an employee, and you have some projects, but you all people are BE and MBBS and all that, are skilled workers. But whether the candidate's skill and knowledge and experience and know-how, etc., is convenient to a project, you cannot pick him up just because looking at his certificate that he is engineering degree then. No, you have to have that kind of discretional knowledge whenever you are taking the members into your office, into your group, into your sahayam. And finally, we have only 2 minutes. So finally in this sloka, Abhiprayam yo viditva tu bhartuhu sarvani karyani karoti etendraha then vakta hitana manuraktaha aryaha shaktignaha atmevahi saha anukampiyaha. So the officer is defined here. See, what is that? He is fully understanding the intentions of his royal master and dischargeable all duties with care and also respectable himself and devoted his master. He always tells to the master regarding the good behavior, and also he might own uh, helping others, and therefore they should be regarded as second to the king himself. So the king must have, a ruler must have, an officer must have such people who are highly trustworthy. So should be regarded by the king as his second self. The selfishness is not important. That will ruin the person. In Lalita Sahasranamam, you also see that Ammavaru is great, but she is a wife of her busy husband, Shiva. Therefore, what is she that Shiva, her husband, should not get any kind of discredit. So at times when Shiva is not able to attend to his people, and after all, Parvati is also a servant. She is very much interested in the welfare of her bhaktas or people. Therefore, the Namam tells you, Chandrasekhara Bhaktarthi Bhanjanayai Namo Namaha. So, self and your servants are your next self, so them you should do it. Therefore, I am trying to, we have come up to 24th sloka of 37th chapter, and we are going quickly because 40 minutes only. If you are able to make, that means 1 hour per month we are losing almost. Anyway, I stop here and go with the 25th sloka of 37th chapter. Om Swasti Sarvam Sri
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankara Vavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvish